stories are always making headlines here. Israeli athletes boycotted abroad, with sports people from other countries refusing to compete against them. Well, it is back in the news once again. Algerian judoka announcing his retirement from the sport after being banned for 10 years for refusing to take on an Israeli joker. Well, Fethi Nourein speaking out after his decision, saying, "I know the international federations have always colluded with Zionist terrorism, especially the International Judo Federation," adding, "I will never stop supporting the Palestinian cause, no matter what." So what do you make of Israeli athletes being confronted with politics when they're competing? For more on this, let's bring in our Middle East correspondent, Ariel Osseran. Ariel, look, this is not the first time that this Algerian judoka has done this, right? Tell me about some of these other incidences.
So we're talking about Algerian judoka Fethi Nourein. Now, as you mentioned, this is not the first time he did this, and it's not the first time an international athlete has refused to compete against Israeli judoka. But it's always, you know, it's very difficult to see when politics and sports mix up. But Nourein's announcement on Monday that he's retiring came after he was banned for 10 years for dropping out of the Tokyo Games back in July. Now, he refused to participate in the first round after learning that perhaps in the second round he may meet an Israeli judoka in the 73-kilogram category. This was Tohar Boutboul. Days before that first round matchup, Nourein said that we worked a lot to reach the Olympics, but the Palestinian cause is bigger than all of us, and I refuse to get my hands dirty. That's following those claims, the International Judo Federation came up with their decision to ban Nourein and his coach, Amar Benichlef. Now, in their decision, the International Judo Federation said that the two violated Article 50 of the Olympic Charter, which prohibits any kind of demonstration or political, religious, racial propaganda. That's how they're labeling these statements. And now Nourein will coach future judokas. That's what he's saying in his hometown of Oran in northwestern Algeria.
So, you know, what do you make then of this policy by the Federation to ban people when they step out of line on this, what is it, Policy 50 you said?
Yeah, Article 50. I think it's a very strict policy, and it's very important to see, in my personal opinion, that they try and keep politics out of judo and sports in general. But the Tokyo Olympics wasn't the first time. We've seen this, as you mentioned, Nourein himself in 2019 World Championships in Tokyo refused to compete against an Israeli athlete. And in general, for years, athletes from the Muslim world have frequently boycotted, sometimes on their own accord, but other times due to pressure. I mean, in the 2016 games, there was that infamous moment where the Egyptian judoka Islam al-Shahabi refused to shake the hand of his Israeli counterpart who had beaten him in that same first round of the Rio Olympics. And also Iranian judokas specifically have come under a lot of fire for refusing to compete against their Israeli counterparts.
Yeah, well, it must be, you know, extremely difficult to get all the way to one of these competitions and then not be able to compete at all just because you are from somewhere. So definitely think sport and politics should be separated. Ariel Osseran, always great to have you in. Thank you so much.